Hey, Andy here. Today we are going to talk about getting really clear on what you want in life. Have you ever thought about that? What do you want? If you could just sit down and dream up the most elaborate, most beautiful, healthiest, most abundant version of your life, what would that look like? Like many of you, it's really so many of us struggle with what do we want. It's very easy for us to focus on what we don't want. In fact, that's what we spend most of our energy focusing on, are the things that we don't want. For most of my life, I lived in this constant state of struggle, anxiety, fear, depression, because I was focusing on the things that didn't go well in my life. I was focused on the things that worrying about what might happen. So I found myself in this constant state and continuous loop of worry, of anxiety, of fear of my life. I did not know that I had complete control of how I created my life and my reality. So by focusing on all the terrible things I thought could happen and focusing on all the things that were going wrong in my life, if you're thinking my life looked like a shit show, you're right, it did. We were in a constant state of not being able to get ahead in life. We were constantly in a state of struggle. It was really bad. There were months where we paid our bills by credit cards, or we bought groceries on credit cards because that was the only way that we could make ends meet. So we got into debt. We really were struggling financially. And it wasn't until I realized and learned how to use the law of attraction in my life to create all the beautiful things that I wanted. I wanted financial security. I wanted a loving, beautiful relationship with my husband. I wanted a better relationship with my kids. I wanted a better relationship with myself. And those were the things that once I really sat down and really focused on getting clear in what I want in my life, that things started to shift and change for us. We're now living in a beautiful home. I have a fantastic relationship with my husband that is filled with so much fun that I didn't really ever think was possible for us, because we've had some unsolid times in our relationship. And it's all because I learned how to sit down, focus, and get clear on what I wanted, and use my crazy imagination I was using to worry and to think about all these horrible things that could happen, and to shift that focus to creating and imagining things that I wanted to have happen. Instead of focusing on what I didn't want to happen, I shifted and changed into what I did want to have happen in my life. And that was a huge shift in my life. I got really clear on what I wanted. And that's hard for some of us to really even think about what we do want. So we're gonna go through a little exercise today where we're gonna focus and get really clear on what we want in our lives. So this will be fun. I want you guys to use your imagination. I want you to get pen and paper. I want you to dive deep and really get clear on what you want in these areas of your life. These are the really 8 main categories of our lives and things that we can really spend a lot of time in and have fun creating in our lives. And so step 1, I want you to get really clear about your intimate relationship. If you're single and you're looking for that special someone, don't necessarily focus on he's 6'2" and has brown eyes, and not on the physical characteristics. You can, but really focus about what that relationship feels like to you. Does it feel safe? Is it fun? Is it exciting? Like, what type of relationship do you want? If you're married and things are kind of rough right now, maybe think about what you want your relationship to look like going forward. For my husband and I really wanted us to have talking and having that intimate connection and being able to have lively discussions about things that we're passionate about is something that's really important to me. I love connecting on an intellectual basis with people, so I really wanted that to be a big part of our marriage. When I started getting clear about what I wanted, I really focused on having that intimate connection, not only like in the bedroom, but also like intellectually, that we could have really cool conversations about deep topics together and share that growth in our lives moving forward. So that was really something that was important to me. And now it's really great. Every night, my husband and I go on these awesome walks together after dinner to get in physical good condition, but also to connect and to share our days and share our lives, and also have some really crazy conversations about different things. And it's something that I look forward to every night, is our special walks together. Okay, so So sit down and write what you want your intimate relationship to look like. Whether you're in a relationship, you want to be in a relationship, or you love being single, get clear on that. If you want to stay single, write about what that looks like for you, how that feels like for you. Just get really clear on what you want in that area of your life. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's your life. You get clear on what you want. Okay, next we're gonna go over finances. I want you to get really clear on what your finances are. So here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So a lot of people wanna be like, I wanna make $1 million. But if you're only making like $50,000, $40,000 a year, that's a huge leap for our mental brains to make. So let's say you're making 50,000. Maybe start with a goal of making 100,000, because that's an easier gap to make for our minds. So really focus on hitting that one mark of getting up to 100,000 a year, and then 250,000 a year, and then just kind of work your way up and manifesting more and more and more abundance into your life. But also really focus on your numbers. You might be surprised that you need less than you think you do. So go in, dive deep. Like, how much does it cost to drive the car that you want to drive? The maintenance on it, or how much does it cost to be a boat owner or a homeowner for the house that you want? Really focus on getting clear on what it takes to live the life you want to live, and how much money do you actually need. You might find that you're really comfortable and live extravagantly on 8,000, or you can live really extravagantly on 4,000 a month, or you need like 20 grand. Whatever that looks like for you, just get clear on it and get the specifics out, because the universe responds to the details. It wants to know all the details of what you want and what that looks like for you. So there's no going into too much detail when you're creating and you're mapping out this life for yourself. Next, I want you to think about your life purpose, your career. What does that look like for you? How do you want to show up in the world? How do you want to serve the world? Whether that's doing more volunteering in your community, or getting yourself out on YouTube and creating videos, or in your career. Is there another job that you would like, or is there a raise that you're looking for? Maybe you want to quit and become a business owner, because your life purpose maybe not necessarily be your job or your career. Or maybe they are, and you can try and figure out a way to do both. That's really getting clear on what you want. You can always continue working in a job and start saving money to finance your passion in life. So get clear on that, what that looks like for you. What does it feel like? The more emotion, the more fun, the more detail, the more the world, the universe will open up and start to deliver and bring these things to you. Your family. What does your family look like? We kind of talked a little bit about this before. What does that family dynamic look like to you? Do you want to maybe manifest a monthly activity that you guys do together as a family, vacations that you want to take together? One thing that I got really clear on is I wanted to set aside time each month with each of my children to have that one-on-one time with them. So that's been a really big thing, and I've been able to really get to know my kids better and build that relationship with them. I wanted to be more patient, more loving, more kind, and take things from a place of love instead of anger and frustration. I hated being mean mom. Hated that. I really wanted to be able to sit in a place, be like, if something was happening or there was a behavior issue with my child, instead of coming out of frustration and anger, I want to be like, okay, you're acting this way. Why? Let's talk about it. And really taking the emotion out of it and just having good conversations with my kids where they could feel open to tell me about what was going on in their lives. And that, my friends, has been a game changer as a parent. Okay, how about your health? This is the big one for me. I love talking about how using the law of attraction on creating a healthier body for yourself. What does health look like for you? Do you look a certain way? Do you feel a certain way? How do you pamper yourself? How do you take care of yourself? What foods are you feeding yourself? What does health look like for you? Get clear on it, write it down, and let's move on to the next category. What does your social calendar look like? Are you married and want some couple friends that have similar interests? Write it down. Do you want some more friends that you can connect with that are passionate about similar things than you? Get clear and write it down. Really focus on what type of friendships and relationships on a social level you would like to invite into your life. This is huge. This is one that's kind of tricky for me. I, complete honesty and disclosure, have a hard time finding friends. It's hard. It's hard as an adult to make friends. I don't know why. Maybe that's a belief I need to work on. It's probably the case. But I've been putting it out there that I really want to find some like-minded friends. And I have been connecting with people through Instagram and through different social media channels. So I've been able to really find some really great friendships that are supportive and they also are on the same type of trajectory with their careers and with what they're trying to accomplish in life. So we kind of work together and we help each other out. And it's been so fun to find those and create those friendships. And I'm so grateful for that. The next thing is self-care. What are you doing to take care of you? What does that look like? Get clear on it. Is that getting a massage every month, or doing bubble baths, or going on like a me trip every quarter? Whatever that looks like for you for self-care, is that maybe focusing on setting really clear boundaries with family that take advantage of you. Set those boundaries. If that's finding, scheduling out time every month for you to have a day where it's just you and you're doing exactly what you want to do to pamper yourself, get clear on that and get focused and write it all out. All right, now the fun thing. What do you want materially? Do you want a fantastic new wardrobe? Do you want beautiful new furniture for your house? Do you want to put in a backyard? What do you want? What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of vacations do you want to take? This is where it gets really fun developing and creating this beautiful life that you want for yourself. So now that we've gotten clear on all these areas, our intimate relationships, our finances, our career, our life purpose, our family, our health, our social circles, our self-care, and our material wants. Now that we've kind of dived into those, I want you to take a little snippet at each of those. And I want you to take a couple, it might take a sheet, 2 sheets, whatever you need. I want you to write out a story of what this new life looks like. Write it out as if it's already happened. All these things that you want in your life, write them as if they're already happening. So write it out in story form. Oh, I'm enjoying this beautiful new home that I live in. My husband and I have this fantastic relationship. We have money flowing into our bank every month. We never have to, whatever that looks like for you, write it out. And then I want you to take those sheets of paper and I want you to read them every morning. And when you wake up, get really excited about it. And then before you go to bed, I want you to read that same story every night. And you will be amazed as you do this, how many of these things will start to show up in your life. And here is the big super secret that most people miss when they're using the law of attraction. They think, okay, I did the work. I got clear on what I wanted. I made my vision board. I made my story. Now I can just sit back and wait for the universe to just deliver all the things on my front door. Fortunately, it's not really how it works. What you will start to do is get inspired ideas and inspired action ideas to move forward on your goals. Here's an example. I really wanted to be a published author. It was on my list, it was on my vision board. It was something that I just wanted to do. I wanted to be able to say, that's my book, that's my name, I did that. Silly, but that's something that I always wanted to do, is be a published author. So I put it on my board. Obviously I write a blog, so I am a writer. And I got this weird email from this publisher, and for whatever, normally when I get these emails, I usually just delete them and discount them, thinking that they're spam, because I get a lot of a lot of weird spam. Anyways, for this one, it felt different. I felt like I should answer it. Normally I wouldn't, but I felt really drawn to responding to this email. They were asking me about some information about my blog and kind of what my area of focus was. It was very vague. But I felt like I should respond. So I responded, and then a couple days later, I got a full offer to author a book. So I got a book deal, and I'm a published author now. And it's because I put that intention out there. I saw an opportunity come in, and I listened to my intuition, and I took action. That's how it works. And that's the excitement of when we get really clear. The other neat thing we need to do is be super focused on what we want. You gotta have a tenacity and an excitement and an enthusiasm for the things that you want in life. You can't I kind of want a nicer house. That would be nice, I guess. You really gotta focus on what you want and get really intense about it. Okay, so my sweet daughter, when she was 6 years old, we went to Las Vegas for a vacation, and she saw there are these little ride-on unicorns. It was like $20, which was way too much money in my mind to ride a little unicorn around a mall. I was like, that's a little ridiculous for what it is. But she had it in her mind that she was not leaving that mall until she rode the unicorn. And she was adamant about it. There was nothing I could do. I was like, hey, let's go do this instead. I tried all my parenting tools and tricks to try and talk her out of riding this dang unicorn, but she was not budging. And there's times in life as a parent where you've got to decide to pick your battles. I could either take this child screaming, limp out of the mall, and us both be in a terrible mood for the rest of the day because she didn't get what she wanted, I didn't get what we wanted. We were both stuck in being adamant, because when she starts acting and throwing a fit, first thing I want to do is be like, no, you're not getting what you want. But it was very clear that she was very passionate about this idea, and it was what her heart intended on for that day was to ride this dang unicorn. So finally I caved. We rode the unicorn, and I have never seen her so dang excited. She was thrilled to ride this purple unicorn around the mall. Her heart's dream had come true. She had rode the purple unicorn, and she was so grateful and so excited for the rest of the day. And it was worth the $20 for her to ride this purple unicorn. And that is what I need you to do. I need you to get so adamant, so dang excited to ride your purple unicorn in life that there's nothing you would not do to make that happen. That is how your dreams will come true. That's how you create the life that honors you. And always, always, always remember that you are worthy at anything and everything you want in this life. My child, you are amazing. You are so beautiful. You are worthy. That's kind of one of another things that gets in our way, is that we don't think we're worthy of these things that we want. But it was put in your heart for a reason. That desire is there for a reason, because it needs to find its home within you. Much love. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.